Your boy Miles, we back with another video, and today I'm gonna do a review of the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movie. And when I tell y'all this is my favorite, and I don't say favorite that much, my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time, this is the best Spider-Man movie of all time. No cap, 100% facts. Y'all gotta go out there and see it. But bro, I was just blown away about how good this movie was. Like, I had high expectations going into the movie, but it's really exceeded my expectations of the movie, no cap. It kind of threw me off because going into the movie, I thought Spider-Man 2099 was gonna be the villain, but it turns out the villain's actually the goofy looking Spot dude from the trailer. So Spot is the main villain of the story.
Which I knew a little bit about him, or I ain't know too much about him until watching the movie. So Spider's basically this character who can open up portals to different dimensions. So that makes a lot of sense because they're going across Spider-Verse. So that really flew up my head until I actually watched the movie. I'm like, oh, that makes a lot more sense, him being the main villain. But anyway, he's the main villain. So that's cool. But the movie starts off with we in like Gwen's universe, so we getting Gwen's point of view starting out the movie. So Gwen is grieving her friend Peter Parker. In her universe, Peter Parker died, and she actually witnessed Peter Parker dying. So we get her grieving over Peter, and she also missing her friend Miles because she hasn't seen Miles since the whole thing that happened in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. She hasn't seen him since then. So she's grieving over her friend. She's missing Miles, and she also dealing with not telling her father that she's Spider-Man. So she's basically still hiding her identity from her father. Her father is a police officer, and her father doesn't like Spider-Man. So she has to deal with lying to him every day because her father thinks Spider-Woman is a bad person. He thinks that she murdered Peter Parker, so she has to lie to him basically every day. So the movie starts off with a scene with her fighting the Vulture from a different timeline. So she's fighting the Vulture, and then we get a portal opens, and we get to see Miguel O'Hara of Spider-Man 2099. And I ain't gonna lie, the little kid in me kind of came out. I kind of screwed a little bit. I ain't want to be too loud in the movie theater, but I kind of screwed a little bit seeing this scene, because I always want to see Miguel O'Hara on the big screen, Spider-Man 2099. I always want to see him on the big screen. So seeing him on the big screen for the first time really kind of, I ain't gonna lie, kind of made the little kid in me happy. I ain't gonna lie to you, but he came out the portal, and I ain't gonna lie, his suit was fire and everything. He get like this like red webbing coming out, bro. Fire. Okay, then behind him we get to see Jessica Drew. She's come out the portal. She has a motorcycle. She got the afro, and she pregnant at the same time. She fighting while pregnant. That's kind of crazy. Don't be doing that, y'all. But anyway, she come out the portal with a motorcycle. She got her webs coming out, whatever. So basically, the three of them was fighting the Vulture in the beginning of the movie, and they end up saving everybody from the Vulture. So Jessica Drew is very impressed by this, so she tried to convince Miguel O'Hara for her to join the Spider Society. And basically, the Spider Society is a society that basically keeps the multiverse in check. So Jessica Drew eventually persuades to Miguel O'Hara to allow Gwen to be a part of the Spider Society. So they go through the portal, and Gwen go behind them. So now she's a part of the Spider Society. So then we go to Miles' universe, and Miles is dealing with keeping his identity secret from his parents. His parents still don't know he's Spider-Man after, I think he's been Spider-Man for a year by now. Yeah, I think he was Spider-Man for a year, so they still don't know his identity at all. So it starts out with him fighting the Spot, the main villain of the story. So I ain't gonna lie, this scene when he was fighting the Spot in the convenience store was so funny to me because he just punching him through his holes, his hand going over here, portals open up over here, his hand going over here. Can't really hit him because the portals keep opening up. So that was cool. So then he finally whelps the Spot up. So he goes to his little parent teacher conference. It might be I think it's guidance counselor. Yeah, I think it's his guidance counselor. So they were trying to plan out his future and what school he was going to next. And his parents are really worried about him because obviously they know something's up with Miles, but he not gonna come out and tell him he's Spider-Man because he's trying to hide his identity. And if he do tell him they Spider-Man, they might not accept him for who he is. He's scared that they're not gonna love him the same if he tells them that he's Spider-Man. So they going through all that. And basically, Miles keep lying to them. He keep being late for the family events. His father is getting promoted to I think he was the lieutenant of the police department. So he's getting promoted. And he was late to his father's little celebration party. And his mom was really mad at him. So they finally end up grounding Miles. And he goes to his room. And then a portal opens, right? And we get to see Gwen Stacy's Spider-Woman. And she jumped through the portal. And they hanging out for a little bit. And mind you, she wasn't even really supposed to interact with Miles. She was supposed to be there for the Spot, because the Spot was still in Miles' universe at this point. So her and Miles are just fooling around, catching up on good times. Miles, we already know Miles had feelings for her, so he got feelings for her. He over there crushing on her the whole like 10 minutes. So they having that little puppy love, whatever. And the Spot is just over there doing whatever. And he's opening up more portals and traveling to different universes to gain more power. So eventually he gets away from Gwen Stacy's sight, and Jessica Drew pops back up on like a hologram, and she's like, "Girl, what are you doing? You need to get on your jump. You was over here to track down the Spot, whatever." So she go through a portal, and not knowing Miles behind her the whole time, listening to their conversation and camouflage, he was invisible, and he went into a portal behind him. So at this point, Miles is going against the grain. He's not even supposed to be there. He just tagged along. And by doing this, I'll get into it a little later, but it went downhill from here. So they end up in, I think it was the Indian Spider-Man at this point. Yeah, there was an India with the different red Spider-Man. And I ain't gonna lie, this Indian Spider-Man was very cool. I love his character. He was very cool, very, very fun, very funny to me. So they're in his timeline, and Spot went into the Indian Spider-Man universe. So they was trying to fight the Spot and capture him, whatever. But they couldn't get on to him. So a couple more Spider-Mans came in. Yeah, Spider-Punk came in from a portal, and then we had the Spider-Man India come in. But Spot eventually escapes, and then it was a bridge in the Indian Spider-Man universe that was collapsed or whatever, and it was a bus with his girlfriend in it. He was saving his girlfriend. He had a web. He had slung his web and caught the bus with his web. And then the girl's father, who was a post officer in that universe, he was about to get killed, and Miles saved him. And Miles wasn't supposed to do that, because in every universe, a loved one of Spider-Man is supposed to die. It's a canon event. So in order for every timeline to remain intact, these events need to happen. So Miles wasn't supposed to save the Indian girl's dad. So that was a whole big thing, just for future reference. So they finally end up going to the headquarters of the Spider-Verse, and when I tell y'all, this is one of the best scenes. We get to see a million different versions of Spider-Man. We get to see Spider-Man in the from the PlayStation Spider-Man. We get to see Ben Reilly Spider-Man. We get to see even villains that they captured. We get to see Childish Gambino, Donald Glover as the Prowler, Uncle Aaron. We get to see him like in the flesh, like live action, the Prowler. That was really cool to me. We get to see just basically any type of Spider-Man version you could think, any Spider-Woman version you could think. They was all in that scene. So that was beautiful to see as a Spider-Man fan. So we go through that, and basically Miles meets up with Spider-Man 29, Miguel O'Hara. So they're talking, and he's basically like, it's events that are supposed to happen, events that are not supposed to happen. And Miles becoming Spider-Man was an event that wasn't supposed to happen. So because a spider from a different universe came and bit Miles and made him Spider-Man, that was supposed to happen. And in Miles' timelines, Peter Parker died, and Peter Parker was supposed to be the only Spider-Man in the universe. But Miles becoming Spider-Man wasn't supposed to happen. So that kind of messed up the timeline, basically. So he's basically like, you're Spider-Man by accident. You're not really Spider-Man for real. So they not really messing with Miles. And everybody knew this except for Miles. And Miles like, y'all lied to me. The whole time he wanted to be a part of this Spider Society, but they didn't even want him because he wasn't really supposed to be Spider-Man. And he created these. Basically, they blame him for the Spot, because the Spot was created because of Miles. So, and they let him know that his father's gonna die in a couple days. And Miles like, hold on, my father about to die. So Miles is going kind of crazy, like, why y'all want to tell me that my father about to die? I'm not finna sit here and let my father die, which I understood. But then everybody was like, in their universe, somebody has to die in order to keep everybody, the whole universe intact, basically. Somebody has to die for us to be happy. So Miles really wasn't hearing that. He's like, no, man, I'm not gonna let my father die because of that. So everybody tried to stop Miles from saving his father, because his father is supposed to die in the universe. So Miles is running through, the Spider-Verse. And when I tell y'all, this is a cool scene, because he all the Spider people are chasing after Miles in this universe. They chasing after him, and he's dodging all of them. This is a whole big fight scene. So you got Gwen Stacy Spider-Man. You got, I forgot, even Peter Parker came back from the first movie. Peter B. Parker came back. He has a kid now. He came back. So they just running through this universe. They chasing Miles. Miles not even supposed to be here in the first place. So they chase Miles. Eventually Miles escapes, and he ends up in the wrong universe. He ends up in the universe with the spider that bit him. So I think his spider that bit him was I think it was 42, Universe 42. I don't know if I said that wrong. Let me know in the comments if I said that wrong. But basically, he went to the universe that his spider came from that bit him. He didn't go back to the universe that he was born in. So he went to the universe, and in that universe he went to, his father is dead, Uncle Aaron is still alive, and it might be a shocker, but Miles is actually the Prowler in that universe that he went to. So he's in that universe. Meanwhile, everybody was trying to find him in his universe. You had Gwen Stacy, you had Jessica Drew, you had Miguel O'Hara. They was all in his universe trying to find him, but he was even there. He was in the universe that his spider came from. So eventually, the Prowler and Uncle Aaron end up capturing him, and the Prowler reveals himself in this Miles. And then the movie, and then we get a scene with Gwen talking to Peter B. Parker, and she's basically assembling her own team to go and save Miles. And that's basically the end of the movie. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I did not want the movie to end, because that movie was so beautiful, and I was at the edge of my seat the whole time. And mind y'all, it was a 2-hour and 15-minute movie, but it didn't feel that long, because I was so engaged into what was about to happen next. And I wanna touch on like everybody's point of view. I understand why Miles didn't want his father to die, but Miguel O'Hara and Gwen and all them was like, someone has to die in order for the timeline to stay intact. Because say if y'all prevent something from happening that was supposed to happen, a different outcome is going to happen. A different future is going to happen. It's really crazy. So I understand why they didn't want Miles to do it, but then again, Miles like, that's my pops. I'm not gonna let my pops die just because y'all want the universe to stay intact. Which, but I understood why he did what he did. So again, like I wanna just touch on like the voice acting and the character that was in the movie. Spider-Punk was a really fun character. I really didn't expect him to be this good of a character, but he was a very good character. Punk was real cool, laid back. I made the mess of him. That was cool. So then we got Issa Rae as Spider-Woman. She was cool. We got, Shameik Moore as Miles Morales. Very voice cast. We got Oscar Isaac as Spider-Man 2099. He did a very good job. And I ain't gonna lie, Spider-Man 2099 kind of remind me of like Batman. He gave me like a Batman vibe. Like he was like the dark Spider-Man. He was the edgy one. Like he was the brutal one. Like, and it was jokes in the movie like him being a vampire, but he really did give me vampire vibes. Like he got like fangs and he got claws. He got like talons on his fingertips, and it's crazy. I love his Spider-Man. Like it's a different take on Spider-Man in my opinion. Like usually we used to Spider-Man being like upbeat and friendly and sarcastic and always cracking jokes, but he is more serious, and I love that. So anyway, bro, if y'all haven't seen this movie yet, y'all gotta go out there and see it. This movie is a 10 out of 10. Best Spider-Man film of all time. So, but that's in my opinion. Y'all go out there and see it and let me know how y'all feel about it. But alright, y'all, that was my review on Spider-Man 2099. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Thank y'all for watching. I got more content coming soon. I'm probably gonna do a Spider-Man tier list of all the movies. I might do a tier list, or I might just do a ranking video. I'm gonna do a ranking video of all the Spider-Man movie up until Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So y'all stay tuned for more content. See y'all soon, man. And thank y'all for watching.